Hello, exiles. Welcome back to SSF. Today we're introducing Paco. He's an invoker, a 87 invoker already. We didn't record anything this level up because he's just as frail as a leaf. But I think through all his trials and tribulations, he got pretty far. Currently in the Chaos Trials, Synthesis Trials, we're trying to farm up some of the new cores, see if anything is going to improve our damage overall. I don't really have a target, I just want to see if there's anything, any luck in dropping. Let's quickly go through the skill tree. So with an invoker with Unbound Avatar through Lightning, Sunder the enemy, which is pretty good, and Lead Me through Grace. We've pathed initially through to the chaos, the critical hit nodes, critical damage nodes. We've gone all the way around here to get Throat Cutter and Struck Through and Staff nodes, and also Careful Assassin, because this 20% reduced over the 60% increased doesn't really damage our critical damage bonus, nor does the critical hit chance decrease overall. Then we're looking to gain more energy shield, so we're getting the patient barrier and test for sun threshold, and I think we'll be going into alternating current next. We have a few a little investment in meta skills. You'll see why. Also, some investment into shock magnitude. Subterfuge masks help with the defensive, less was mindful awareness. There's still some tweaking of this passage tree to do. No special jewels, just damage with core stuffs, attack speed, and critical hit chance, critical damage bonus, elemental damage. This is specific to the character. Other invokers, I don't know if they could spec that much into elemental damage. This gives us overall 25, I believe, 25% increased critical hit chance, and a little bit of evasion rating. And yeah, of course, all of the power node charges, node. Res capped, mostly over capped, but there's nothing I'd like to change at the moment. We're using Hawa, Hand of Wisdom of End Action. This is something that our initial efforts in the league have provided. It doesn't have a great corruption, but it's it's not, at least not great. It adds a lot of damage. It's good. A staff with a T1 elemental damage increase and just a little bit of lightning damage, T5. No damage bonus, intelligence to help out with gearing, attack speed is also good. Helmet with +1 maximum power charges. I do have helmets with larger energy shield bases, but I'd like to keep this one on. A body armor with lots of energy shield and boots with lots of evasion. The rings add some elemental damage, not a lot. Resistances, intelligence, same here, elemental damage, resistances, intelligence. This is the best we can do for defenses, 52% increased maximum energy shield, and also the all attributes and dexterity also helps with gearing and keeping the skills to level that they need to be. We do have an amulet with +1 level of melee skills, but we can't use it because we're not going to have the attributes to run the skills. Also, this glove with 2 level of melee skills, and if we're going to be honest about it, stuff with 7 to all melee skills looks nice. +10 to level of all melee skills sounds a lot of damage, but I'm not comfortable with the mana drain. As far as the skills go, Unbound Avatar with +1 level because that's all we can do. Storm Wave with Ambush for more critical hit chance. Martial Tempo, Inspiration to help with the mana drain, and Primal Armament. Flicker Strike with Pinpoint Critical for more critical. Close Combat, Concentrated Effect, and Ambrosia. I think it works. Charge Staff with Perpetual, Persistence, Falling Strike, and Defy. This is a cool tech for the support gen. When you are flickering, you should get into packs, so being surrounded should give you lucky hits, which is awesome for lightning damage with its high variance. So this is Storm Wave and Charge Staff are your base clearing skills. You get into the map, trial, your first encounter with challenge. Use Storm Wave and Charge Staff to get power charges and use them to improve your power staff damage. Profane Ritual is there to, of course, generate power charges without any enemies around. You'll find yourself in this situation if you're going up against bosses. Infernal Cry is there to help the damage. A level 3, you don't need more than a level 3 because, let's go through the calculation. You get 25% of fire damage as fire damage per 5 power of enemies in range. The uniques have, including bosses, they have 20 power. So that's 100% of damage as fire damage, up to 100%. You could improve this with quality, but you're not going to get more power from a single boss. So it's got standard socketing of Raging, Enraged, Premeditation, and Second Wind. We're gonna see when we get to a boss. Sacrifice is on the weapon swap, so it allows us to profane. I'm not sure I want to use the word for it, to use Profane Ritual. And for standard encounters like the spirit skills that are up all the time, it's cast on critical with Profane Ritual and Confusion. Anything else is Impetus is there because remember we have spec into these 3-4 meta skill energy gain nodes, so that our energy gain modifier is 122%, which is enough so that your Profane Ritual is cast every 4th critical hit. Gain every 4th critical hit per normal creature. You'll get more if you hit rares and magics and uniques. I'll have to recount that for bosses because you get 20 power per crit. We plan to crit on every hit, so that'll be 20 times 2.2, that is 44, so you get close to 3 hits for the custom trigger. Maybe Herald of Thunder is for your map encounters for the packs. Invade, Lightning Fusion, and Focus the Herald just because we have the spirit. When we get to the boss, we're going to drop the Herald of Thunder and soak it in Voltaic Mark. That is for the very, very tanky bosses. Since we're speccing into shock magnitude, the additional shock magnitude of 30% here, which is this skill is not qualified. Overall, the build is, on paper, it sounds like it's going to delete anything and everything, but keep in mind that we're doing most lightning damage. The damage variance is huge. Overall, 1.5k to 7k on a hit. You're going to feel the variance. Sometimes just graze the enemies and the whole pack comes down on you and you have to restart, or you fire a single storm wave and the whole pack, including the rare, is gone. That being said, I'm gonna cut here. I'm gonna try and complete a chaos trial. It's easy to complete the chaos trial if you don't get the worst debuffs ever. So I'm gonna complete a few trials, try and collect the whole fate set, see if we can get to the trial master. I'll see you there. Small showcase of what Flicker Strike is meant to do. So right click and stuff disappears, but the initial encounter in the Chaos Trials doesn't have the best pack sizes, and kind of Flicker Strike kind of drops off after you have 4 monsters. But if that happens, you always have the Storm Wave, as you've seen. Some monsters, they're raised, the other ones, they go to sleep. So let's try and get to the bosses. Here we are at the first boss. It's the bird boss. There's no reason to try and do this without Infernal Cry. And that's already done. Let's see how the next one handles. Next boss. We need the Infernal Cry for it. Well, it's done.
The dreamer provides.
Let's meet back at the next one. Next boss. Let's see how we got here. 40 will resist, inflict poison, deadly monsters, blood globules, time paradox. So I'd say these are the modest debuffs that you can get. We're counting on the fact that the monsters don't get to hit us, so
naught stands before them.
we can allow them to deal more damage or inflict other debuffs. We're looking pretty set up for the Chimera boss. We're up against it just now. So
Vaal engineer, the Chimera.
we've lost the Infernal Cry somewhere, and we're going to have to reset. So we're up to 8 charges. Let's wait for Infernal Cry to come back from cooldown. Okay. Got the charges. We don't have the charge stuff. As you can see, the pre-battle setup is requires some moving parts, right? Is the boss here? Yes.
I cannot.
I knew you would prove victorious.
Once you get the Infernal
Eventually.
Cry in, I mean, it's a multi-attack, multi-strike attack. What would you expect? You get 100% more damage, and then everything else scales up from that. Is it something that you can easily use in SSF? Yeah, this stuff right here is something I think is pretty common. Yeah, they're there for the additional damage, but you can do this without them as well. Maybe we'll do a run. Let's see. Wait, I have to stop. So this is one of the new soul cores. Maybe it's useful in something.
Fate is on my side.
We were looking for a new wand. I wonder if that's something she'd like to use. What do we have here? We're still missing a fate type, so maybe let's check back when I get to the Trail Master. See you there. Here we are, staring at the Trail Master's quarters. We need to gather up our charges. And then once again,
I applaud you, challenger. Not many
praising those
survive
power
this long.
charges on the way to the boss, so that we get there with some time to spare. We've saved up our Unbound Fury, and it's time to
Chaos reign.
do our best. So, here you are.
My service is finally over.
That's right.
And my service continues.
Nice to meet you. That was the Trail Master. Its build will dish out a lot of damage if you manage to run the complete rotation without dying. That is, set up the voltaic mark, get unbound, do double Infernal Cry. All the meanwhile, try not to die to the boss's, standard attacks. That's interesting. That was an interesting technique. I don't think I have that. We've already gathered all of our ascendancy. I've yet to find out how to respec your ascendancy, but that's
My path
another
is
matter.
ever clear.
Mortal.
Oh, we can go here.
Time
mind,
to
that's the-
refocus.
So yeah, Paco seems to be specialized for running the Chaos Trials. I think we'll continue to do that for a little longer. See if there's anything certainly being overcapped by not that much. Oh, that was because I see where I got the confusion. The entry to the trials is during the normal difficulty. Cool. But I think this is going to be a build I'm going to have fun with for the next few days. Just get into the trials, find the course, maybe find an adorned. I believe the boss can drop an adorned, and we'll return with updates if we find anything interesting in when we find anything interesting in the trial rules. Till then, goodbye, exiles.